Hey guys, today in this video I'll be making the Sword of Regret. Regret is a name that I came up with when I was making my seahorse inspired mask, and I imagined her to be some kind of warrior, and a warrior needs a sword. So I made a quick sketch of one, and my inspiration that I had was from the sword called Sting from the movie The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Now let's start with the most difficult part, and that is the seahorse head on either side of the blade. As you will see, I'm making this out of cardboard and masking tape by first using toilet roll to make the eye sockets and then build it up from there like a puzzle piece. Later I will use toothpicks to give it a little bit more shape, and then I will cover it with toilet paper and white PV glue to make it look like one piece and to make the clay and the speckling paste stick better for those final details. And here is the final result of the seahorse head. As you can see, I first tried to make it out of female clay, but I ended up not being happy with it, so I tried again with cardboard, hoping that this would work, and I was really happy that it did. Otherwise I would have moved on towards something else. Now to continue, it is time to make the blade and the handle using a thicker cardboard and that of pizza boxes by tracing my template over it and cutting it out and gluing it then together. As for the handle, I'm using a cardboard tube that I had lying around to save a lot of time to make it round by cutting it in two and gluing it out with a hot glue gun. Then I use masking tape to have a cleaner finish. Then after gluing the seahorse head on, I will hide the edges with paper mache and toilet paper like I do when I'm making my mask. Now the plan is, seeing that Regret lives in the ocean, she should have a sword made of whalebone and not of metal. So use speckling paste to strengthen the sword and to have the texture of what I would hope end up looking like decaying bone. It was not supposed to look old, but with my painting skills it ended up looking that way, so I just rolled with it. I was actually contemplating if I should add white PV glue into my speckling mix or not, because if you add it, then there is less of a chance that cracks will appear. But if you don't, then you will get a smooth finish, but only if you're willing to sand for quite a few hours, which I was definitely not willing to do. Now it's time for the final part of the build, and that is the pommel. At first I made the size exactly like the one I drew on the template, but I found it too small, so I made a slightly bigger one with cardboards from pizza boxes and a toilet roll. It's a bit difficult to explain exactly how I did it, and I hope that I'm showing it clearly on the video for everyone to understand. As for painting it, I use a brown acrylic paint that I have mixed with a little bit of orange and with a lot of water to make it look a little bit old and dirty. I kinda wanted to keep the sword clean, but it sadly didn't really look like bone to me, so I thought with some weathering and here and there some traces of blood, I hope that this would give me the desired look that I was looking for, but as you will see, I got a little bit overboard. And voila, after dry brushing it with some white acrylic and a spray of clear varnish, it is finally finished. It ended up looking a little bit more grim than I intended, but not too bad for my first sword. For the most part, I ended up really liking it, but I think for somewhere in the future I will design a different blade for it. So I hope you end up liking this video, and if you did, consider sticking around for the next one. Until then.